If you are accepted into Accelerating Asia, you're way more closer to success. It was my dream to come here.
They will put you in the right direction to grow really fast.
Accelerating Asia is a very good platform to take our company to the next level.
It's really worth it. You are joining Accelerating Asia.
Where y'all at? Where y'all at? I got the whole world swinging when the spray paint flash. It's the impact, baby. You get put on blast. You might get snatched, so don't hold back. Hey, yo, check it. We gon' room and show you get on the back of a jump in. Say that you believe I trust it. Take them all around that city. Spray paint canister like we keep on dripping. Flip that quarter and let the game bounce with me as the rounds keep switching, baby.
AI-powered branding solution.
First tech-enabled micro-insurance provider in Bangladesh.
AI text-driven text consultant makes probiotics and supplements for crops.
The social wellness platform to solve the problem about risk management.
Electric vehicle company helps mental health easy. We are Bangladesh's fastest growing wholesale e-commerce platform for retail pharmacies.
Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Come on. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Come on. Let's get it right. One more time. One more time. Come on. One more time. One more time. Come on. One more time. One more time. Yo. Take it to the heart. Run that city. I'm too risky to let them.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Accelerating Asia Ventures, Cohort 10. I'm Craig Dixon, the co-founder and general partner of Accelerating Asia. We're really happy to have you tonight. And it's really exciting. The founders just got off the live demo day in Singapore. And I know many of you aren't in Singapore and couldn't make it. So we're really happy to have you here tonight. So welcome. You got a nice little sneak preview there. So we'll jump into just a few introductory things, and then we'll jump right into the pitches. The program should be pretty snappy, just about an hour, and we'll get a lot of information across, and you'll hear about the deals that are here. A lot of investors actually closed after demo day, which was just last Thursday, 1 week ago. And so the majority of these founders are either closed, oversubscribed, or about to close. So pay attention and take notes on which folks you want to get introduced to, and we'll tell you how to do that at the end of the pitches. All right. So to start out, I think most of you know that we're a fund as well as an accelerator, and obviously we're here to invest and make money. But what we really like is that all of the startups that we invest in are not just making money, not just growing into big companies, but are actually making a very large positive difference in the markets in which they operate, both through their employees and customers. And so we're really happy to see that, obviously, align with our guiding belief that entrepreneurs are one of humanity's greatest catalysts for positive change. And meet our team. It's a fairly small team. We get a lot done. Thanks to co-founder Amr, of course, Swami and Osman. You'll hear from Alex a bit later. Keith, who makes everything happen behind the scenes, and Nikki, who did the amazing video and other graphics and things you'll see tonight. So really got an amazing team to make things happen. So I'm going to start out with a little macro analysis of the Southeast Asia VC startup ecosystem. We invest across South and Southeast Asia, but this report just came out recently from Google, Temasek, and Bain and Company. And it's got some relevant things that I think are interesting to kind of mark where things are at and where things are headed in the ecosystems in which we operate, not just in Southeast Asia, but I think a lot of this also applies to other markets. So when we look at the past 2 years, especially since kind of the bubble-ish period of 2022, we've seen a fairly dramatic increase in both GMV and revenue. And so you can see the numbers here, left side GMV, gross merchandise value, so more for e-commerce and platforms, and right side, just straight up revenue, like bottom line revenue, right, or top line revenue. These have increased dramatically, which bodes very well for the ecosystem. But just growing your revenue and your GMV is not the only thing that makes a business, right? You need to have good unit economics. And that's also looking really good. So you're looking at a dramatic rise in profits, both from 2022 to 2023, and even in the past year. And a lot of it has come from this kind of quote unquote VC winter. There's been a lot less funding. It's been harder to kind of just grow off the back of VC investment or other investment. And startups and companies have had to really figure out how to optimize their business models, become cash flow positive or profitable, and it's working. And we'll talk a little bit more about those factors in just a moment. And overall investment is still low, as we just touched upon it. Even though profits are high and GMV is growing at a dramatic pace, investment is way, way below what we saw during kind of the bubble period of 2021 and 2022 COVID era. And some of that is related to kind of the treasury rate. But I think even more, it's just the deflation of a bubble that got ahead of itself in the past. So now drilling down into the stage of investment, we can see here that there's a dramatic difference between the early stage and the later stage. So Accelerating Asia typically invests at the pre-seed stage, so kind of even the left side or even a little bit before the left side. And we typically look to exit at that kind of middle period, the Series B, potentially Series C. And those stages of maturity with investment have actually held up okay. They're down from kind of that bubble period, but they've maintained kind of stability over the past year and a little bit almost over the past 2 years, although down in the Series Bs and Cs. But we saw a huge drop off, obviously, on the right chart of the Series Ds and Es. And that correlates to lower IPOs and exits overall, right? So that's a problem, and we need to see that fixed because eventually that'll start to hit the earlier stages where Accelerating Asia, and I think a lot of you who are investing in startups are participating, right? So, but the report also points out something that's missing in the ecosystem, right? And there's an elephant in the ecosystem. And thanks to the AI rendering, he only has one front foot. So I don't know how many of you noticed that and some of the misspellings and things. So we have a little ways to go with AI photos or AI image generation. We'll see what happens next time. I'll maybe try the same prompts next time. Okay, what is it? So the report talks about some of the things on the left that we already went through. But the one on the right is kind of the elephant in the room, the problem in the ecosystem, which is dependable exit pathways, right? So we look at comparisons to the United States, even India, and some other ecosystems where there are active stock markets for exit and clear paths to exit. And in Southeast Asia and some of our other markets, it's not that easy, right? Typically, when you see exits, they're still going to the United States. They're still going to NASDAQ. And exits are happening. So you're seeing exit IPOs to NASDAQ. You're seeing M&As. M&As typically have a lower exit multiple, so investors don't do as well, right? So things are still happening. We're still making money. We're still having ROI, but it could be better for us all if we can figure this out. And Singapore at least is trying to work on it. They just formed a panel recently, including some VCs, to try to figure out how to increase the competitiveness of the Singapore stock exchange. And there's a few others in various ecosystems. I know Bangladesh has been working on a local stock exchange in Indonesia as well. So fingers crossed that'll start to improve, but it will take time, right? Okay, so enough of kind of the macro side. I'm going to dig just into a little bit of updates on Accelerating Asia and our fund side, and then we'll get into the pitches. I think many of you know we're a venture capital fund plus an accelerator. So we invest in the startups, and we have 2 3-month accelerator programs per year, targeting between 8 and 10 startups per batch. So we have 9 in the batch that you're going to see tonight. We're in cohort 10, as we mentioned. And Fund 1, which first invested in 2019, we had 35 startups with an average entry point of 3.3 million. Some of the names you see here are kind of the highest ROI startups. And if you haven't seen them in the news, you will soon. And we'll talk about performance of Fund 1 and Fund 2 in just a minute. So Fund 2, we just started deploying a couple of years ago. We've already made 52 investments, and that includes the startups you'll hear from tonight. And we're targeting at least 125 startups. And we'll talk about the strategy there as well. We've also gone a little bit up market on the maturity of when we first invest. And you can see that through the average entry point rising from the 3.4 million number to the $4.5 million number, right? And some of the notable startups on the right as well, and the cohort 10 startups you're about to see, right? Okay, so what is the strategy and why are we investing in 125 startups in Fund 2 at least? And the reason why is power law is how VC works. A very small percentage of your investments are going to make up the great majority of your return on investment, or in startup language, MOIC, which just stands for multiple on invested capital. And so it's a very long tail strategy with a focus on how many of those winners you can catch on that kind of left side of the chart, right? And how you do that, obviously, you look for quality deal flow, you do due diligence, you make sure that you're getting really good startups. But at the same time, there are so many variables that you need to focus on getting a large portfolio, right? And so the only thing that matters is catching winners. Sometimes 1 out of 100 of your startups can be 90% of your return on investment, right? So we're not the only ones doing this, right? So Y Combinator is probably the most famous investor that does this. Right now, they're investing in up to 1,000 startups per year. They just announced they're going to be doubling the number of cohorts from 2 to 4 per year, and that could mean doubling the number of investments to 2,000 startups per year. Sequoia and some of the other names that you see both globally and regionally have similar strategies of investing in lots and lots of startups for the same reasons. And looking at performance, things are working pretty darn well. So in Fund 1, we already have a 7.6x in 5 years return on investment, or MOIC. And Fund 2, which is only 2 years old, is already at a 2.44x. For context, typically a VC target is a 3x over 10 years. So things are going really, really well. And you'll see why in just a minute, because we're so lucky to have amazing startups that are coming into the program and that are taking our money. And you should think about maybe giving them some of your money too. So anyway, if you're interested to learn more, we have a form here. Basically, this will link you up to our monthly newsletter and get access to deal flow from our portfolio. So not only these startups that you'll see in our cohort tonight, but also some of our alumni who are raising rounds. Some of them are at different stages of maturity. So some of the startups tonight might be pre-seed, some are seed. Obviously, in our portfolio, we now have people that are going for Series A and some are going for Series B. So whatever your investment preference, we have something in the portfolio for you. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and my email's here as well if you'd like to connect. So that's it for me. I'm going to now hand it over to our amazing entrepreneur in residence who's been taking the cohort 10 startups through the ins and outs of scaling their business and fundraising for the past 3 months. Please, everyone, welcome Alex Miller.
Hey, Craig. Thank you so much. It's my really huge, great pleasure to be here. It's my great pleasure to be able to work with these startups over the course of the last 3 or 4 months. So this cohort, we've got 9 incredible startups. They came in through 493 applications. So this is really the cream of the crop. These teams have been through a lot to get in here, a lot of due diligence, and a lot of also filtration for many, many different types of variables. The teams come from India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Thailand, from 4 countries, and they have very diverse business models. So we are sector agnostic, as we call it. We've got AI for tax prep, we've got female fitness, we've got wellness, we've got med tech, and we even have our very own electric car manufacturer. So over the course of these 14 weeks, the startups learn a lot. They have a very in-depth program, maybe more so than some of the other accelerators. They spend a lot of time working on growth, on stand-ups, and on pitching. The main key factors goals of the program are to accelerate the startup's growth, to create operational excellence, and to raise money. And through that, we also help them expand their network. So the program starts off in Bali. We get together, everybody's in different markets, right? So we don't want to keep them away from their customers for too long, but we do want to build like a base level of trust and have a great time to make sure that everybody gets to know each other and feels really comfortable sharing those deep problems and successes that we have. Then every week we have a Monday meeting called our stand-up, where we go over our top line metrics. We share our big objectives for the week, perhaps some things that went wrong. We get support together. It's lonely at the top. So this is a great place where we all kind of get to share what's really going on in our companies. And we get great feedback from everybody. I remember one week, one of our startups, you'll see them in a minute, crossed 105,000. They crossed $100,000 in weekly revenue. And the level of camaraderie in the room was just incredible. Another week, we had a startup whose sales weren't so good that week, and we kind of debugged the situation together. And I think everybody feels like this is a safe space and a space to experience growth and to get friendship from their fellow cohort founders. Other things that we do is we deep dive into some of the very strong, important topics that founders are going to face. So, for example, here we have Rupert Biswas, one of our LPs, but previously he's a founder. He was also a VC, and here he is sharing the very nitty-gritty details of what might be in a VC term sheet, tag-along rights, drag-along rights. What are those really important things that you need to take care of at that time? So when these term sheets come in, the founders will be well prepared. We also have a lot of time devoted to growth, to distribution. In this case, we've got one of our mentors, Zishan, who's a fantastic marketer, sharing the very ins and outs of SEO and how to use Ahrefs, one of those really key pieces of software that founders should be using for SEO. Another thing that I'd invite you guys all to do is to sign up for our mentor nights. You get to meet the startups. You get to learn a little bit about their problems, a little bit about how you can help them. You get to start building that relationship before the cohort, before the demo day is over. You might also manage to snag a great deal at that time. Of course, our LPs get the best deals because they're able to number one, get diversification across the whole portfolio, and number two, they see the startups at the very beginning, so they can make offers at the very beginning as well, before everybody closes their rounds. Speaking of closing rounds, we have VC pitch nights. These are the nights where you get to meet as a founder, you get to meet the very best in the business and get really great insight. Here we have Jeffrey Payne, who is one of the founders of Golden Gate Ventures. They've got like $1 billion of assets under management. He's giving 6 minutes of his advice to each founder. And all the other founders in the room, so they're learning from that advice. It's a great thing that we're able to offer VC pitch nights every single week during the program, or LP pitch nights as well, which is also really important for our founders to get great feedback, to grow their pitches, and to build those early relationships with some of the best VCs in the business. Now, my kind of favorite part of the program personally is the one-on-one time I get with the founders. I spend about an hour a week with every company. I've visited the farm of Living Roots. We of course make go into the kind of the nitty-gritty of pitching. We spend a lot of time on that. We spend a lot of time on growth, on implementing analytics, on all kinds of problems, some co-founder problems, whatever comes up, I'm here for those founders. And it's been really a great time. I really am so grateful to you guys, founders, for spending time with me and for giving me your trust. And you guys have just, I think, learned so much and grown so much. I think if you look at each one of these charts, you'll see that around the beginning of the program, the growth seems to have an amazing change of trajectory. So I'm really, really excited to see all that traction happening in real time. And it's just so exciting to help run that program and to witness these founders grow their companies so fast. So this is also a great opportunity now to invest, because as you see in those charts, we are just here, and these companies will become gigantic organizations soon. But now is a really great time to snag some great investment deals, or to join a fund that got in really early as well. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Tracy Tardia with Hyperjack. Tracy.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy. I'm CEO and founder of Hyperjack. Hyperjack is Indonesia AI tax solution. So shocking news for everyone that everyone must pay tax in Indonesia, obviously. But on the serious note, there's new regulation on November that the government will use a new system that push taxpayer to pay the tax. It's good for us because the tax preparation market will increase drastically from $3.6 billion USD to $8.2 billion. But the challenge is Indonesia operates on self-assessment tax system where you need to understand and calculate tax by yourself. And obviously not everyone understand tax, and the only one who can help them is tax consultant. But tax consultant in Indonesia is just around 6,000 comparing to 215 million taxpayer. So here, Hyperjack, we are answering the gap And then we are 85% cheaper, 95% time safe, and 100% effortless. How we do that? Comparing to conventional tax preparer that usually use $650 per month, Hypajak starting from $100. And then 95% time safe, comparing to conventional tax consultant that will require 300 hours per year. Hypajaks only require 15 hours per year. And effortless mean here's like you just put the original format, you upload in our dashboard and ready for the tax filing. And it's already working. We last month we have 78,000 USD on the revenue, and it's comparing to last year is almost 3 times higher. And then the metrics is 97% retention rate with the $60 CAC with LTV around 11,000. And we are back with the experienced team and hyperlocal that really understand the market. I'm Tracy, my background in finance and tax. I have more than 10 years experience in finance, and I was in Toyota Astra Finance. My partner is Sukma. He have like a more than 20 years experience in technology. And we are launching Pajak GPT that will help us to push our growth even more to 5 million revenue in USD next year. And currently we are raising 500,000, but we are already committed 80% and we'll be closing soon. And come join this opportunity. Thank you.
Tracy, like I also really need a tax GPT. So really so excited to see your growth, see your fundraising over the last couple of months. Incredible. And next up, we have what I call probiotics for soil. Please welcome Avika Narula with Living Roots.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Avika, and I'm a soil biologist, COO, and co-founder of Living Roots. And it's our vision to transform millions of degraded acres into thriving and profitable farms. Farms in Southeast Asia are super degraded. That's because soil is overdosed with synthetic fertilizer. And in the last 3 decades, fertilizer usage in Southeast Asia has risen by over 280%. Even with more fertilizer usage, though, crop yields have been stagnating and farmers are putting in more now, but their profits are actually less than ever. My co-founder, Abby, and I used to be software engineers, but it's actually our passion to regenerate soil. And that's why we moved back to Thailand. And in the past 4 years, we've been running our own farm and consulting for farmers and agribusinesses in Thailand. And we have an innovative solution. We've created our bionutrients. It's a cutting-edge combination of biology and precise nutrition. We use over 100 naturally derived material and harness the power of microbes to make these nutrients plant available. This means we can deliver highly effective nutrients to crop at the same cost as conventional fertilizer, and we're in the process of filing a patent for our products. We've seen an average yield increase of 30% and cut fertilizer usage by 100%. An average farmer using our product can make 40% more per hectare and reduce their spend by 15% as they don't have to use as much input nor pesticides. We launched earlier this year and have signed an $800,000 contract to work with a rice company starting this quarter. We also have 15 ongoing pilot projects, some of which are with Thailand's largest food companies. So we understand how hard it is to go directly to farmers, and that's actually why we partner with food companies to improve farmers' yields. These food companies are looking for sustainable solutions now more than ever in order to meet their ESG mandates. So Thailand alone actually has thousands of these food companies managing millions of acres. So for us, that's an infinite pipeline. Southeast Asia also has a huge $28 billion fertilizer market with great growth potential. And sustainable farming solutions are needed now more than ever. We raised our pre-seed round in just 6 weeks, and we were oversubscribed. In 2025, we aim to sign further contracts with food companies and increase trials with more companies. We are starting also early conversations about our seed round as well. And not only are we putting more money back into farms, but we're also making a lasting impact. We'd love for you to join us in transforming millions of acres sustainably. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Avika. Fantastic. I really love to see how much greenhouse gas you guys are saving as well. And infinite pipeline is always so amazing. Next up, we've got an incredible entrepreneur changing the shape and access to insurance in Bangladesh. Please welcome Sean Shahir. Sean.
Hi, I'm Shaun. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Chaya, and we're Bangladesh's only micro insurance insurtech that is licensed to provide health, life, and property insurance coverage. Let me introduce with Salma, a breadwinner for a family of 4. She lives a decent life with the income she makes. However, in case some emergency situation, like some health contingency or similar things happen, she falls into trouble due to financial constraint. The easy things such as insurance could have solved her particular problem. However, in Bangladesh, majority of the population are currently uninsured, and this puts Salma in a difficult situation. Now, why the majority of the population of Bangladesh are currently uninsured? This happens due to 3 major reasons. Number one is that the insurance programs that are tailored towards the corporate executives and high income segments of the population, where middle and lower middle income segment of the population are left behind. Also, the terms and conditions are a little bit complicated for the most of the people to understand, and this creates some problem at the time of settling claims. And in order to make payments of premiums, people have to walk to the different places, and it's a cumbersome and time-consuming process. Now, Bangladesh, a country of 173 million people, where 25% of the population constitute of the middle-income population, all of whom have mobile internet connectivity, deserve better. And here comes our solution with micro insurance through tech-enabled services. We offer health, life, and property coverage through our app-based solution, where anyone can self-enroll within just 3 minutes by providing some very basic KYC data, and they can make payment through our recurring payment subscription model without any problem. And the terms and conditions have also been simplified. And this solution has been working already, and since last 1 year, we have seen tremendous growth, and we have growth our month-to-month revenue 10x since December last year. And since August, we have been growing 30% month on month in terms of revenue. Currently, we have 110,000 USD annualized revenue. And in 2025, we're poised to generate 1.5 million revenue through our microinsurance services. Now, the business model we're pursuing is B2C and B2B2C. In B2C, we're making 55% gross margin, where we're targeting individuals and households through health and life insurance combo products for the underserved segments of the population. And we're making $30 for every $1 acquisition cost made for this particular segment. In B2B2C, we're embedding our insurance services with existing products and services. For example, recently, we had a partnership with a Middle Eastern remittance provider, through which Bangladeshis working in the Middle East and their families back home will be covered through the microinsurance coverage of Chaya. And in the B2B2C segment, we're also making 25% gross margin. The market we're chasing is very big, and it's a $15 billion TAM, and currently we're chasing a $1.5 billion annual SOM within Bangladesh. The founding team of us, we are experienced in insurance and tech-related industries, and we have extensive work experience in corporate and startup settings, working for both local and international organizations. And we're backed by both international and local institutional investors, such as Accelerating Asia. And in order to accelerate our growth, currently we're raising 300,000 USD to achieve 1.5 million revenue in 2025. And I'm happy to let you know that we're almost in a position that we are about to oversubscribe. So very few slots are remaining. And we invite you to join in this mission of ours to enrich the lives of tens of millions of Salma by providing peace of mind through giving financial inclusion support to them. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Sean. I always thought insurance was kind of boring, but 10x annual growth, that's anything but. So next up we have a founder who's bringing calm and relaxation to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of busy Bangladeshis. Please welcome Janobi Rayaman. Janobi, Jay.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everyone. This is Jay, CEO of Relaxy, and we're making wellness easy with community AI and more. Did you know Bangladesh has the second highest GDP in South Asia, and we are on our way to become a $1 trillion economy? We are a densely populated country with over 171 million people living here, and this crazy economy and urbanization has massively changed the way we used to live here. And as a result, loneliness, stress, sleep issues have become one of our daily problems. And for that, more than 30 million people in this country are going through a lot of different mental health issues. And now, with zero access to quality wellness, Relaxi goes into a wellness market opportunity of $1 billion, which is growing at 15% every year. With Relaxi, accessing to wellness has never been easier. Anyone can now, after logging, upload their mood and get connected with like-minded users where they can talk and chat about their feelings anonymously. So it's super safe for gender of all spectrums. You can also access meditations for your every mood and need, and you can also get access to counselors to book call or chat sessions. And on top of that, Relaxi will also create a personalized wellness journey for you. Our conversational AI agent will assess your daily mood, your tone of communication, and your choice of professional, and make a personalized journey that will fit your daily activities. So we make sure we find your best fit every day. Our users have also experienced 66% positive mood improvement after using Relaxi, and we've also reduced wait time for getting professional help with 5%. So we've been growing 5x year on year. We have ODG of 16,000 plus monthly active users. And with over 30,000 plus paid subscribers, we also have 15% month over month revenue growth. So we started this off with B2C with countries, two of the largest telecom brands, accessing 260 million of their user base. And now we are aggressively going into B2B. We closed our first deal just last week. So it's been amazing. And we're backed by Bangladesh's most prominent wellness ecosystem enabler. And we have a team of blended experience of 35 years. We have already reached 100,000 users, and we want to grow 5x in next 12 months. And for that, we're raising 250K in our first pre-seed round, and we only have 40% left. We'll be closing this round in January. So I welcome you all to build the next gen wellness with Relaxi. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Jay. Changing the face of wellness, and really exciting startup as well. Next up, we have our first Gen AI startup in the cohort. We've got Blur's Day, changing design for the better, making it easier for everyone to design their own brand. Please welcome Deepika Menon.
Thanks, Alex. Hi, everyone. I'm Deepika, the co-founder and CEO of Blur's Day, and we're building branding AI agents for product and marketing. So marketing teams spend anywhere between 8 to 10 hours a week on designs and design reviews, and these are usually across product workflows, UI, UX, and marketing in itself. And marketing is pretty darn hard. Teams spend up to 50% of their revenue on marketing, and this is usually done through either A/B testing, design reviews, and content creation in itself. And this takes a lot of time and a lot of iteration to sort of get it right. And that's what makes this entire problem a $270 billion problem to solve for. So Blur's Day helps agencies and teams save over $30,000 worth of time spent on branding reviews per designer per year. And how do we do it? So if you don't already have brand guidelines, Blur's Day helps you build them out through the self-service tool, and then it enforces it across consistently through Figma, Canva, and Slack. The Figma plugin constantly watches everything that you're designing. It can be either your UI, UX screens, your landing pages, websites, and depending on the brand guidelines, your industry, and certain compliance guidelines, keeps your designers in check, so you're always shipping out consistent branding across any marketing products. Similarly, on the Canva app as well, you can do the same thing across your marketing channels. This could be across infographics, posters, and posts, so you don't have any inconsistencies. The Slack integration goes one step further. In addition to doing reviews, it also creates on-brand copies, on-brand SEO optimized social media posts for you. This is either your blog articles or your descriptions, constantly keeping your tone of voice, your branding in line. I have spent over 7.5 years in the marketing and branding space for Sequoia and VC-backed startups as a founding team member, two of which today are big unicorns in the Indian ecosystem. My co-founder has built out 6 engineering systems from scratch across fintech, Web3, and AI, and we came together to solve the large branding problem with Blursday. We released the product about 5 months ago and have already been doing over 200% growth month on month. And I'm so proud to say that some of the brands featured today also are our cohort members as well. And you'll sort of see the quality of their branding in today's pitches. Blursday is automating a traditional industry that has been largely manual, and how it's sort of doing that is by constantly learning and creating LLMs that are specific to the client rather than just templatizing it, which makes Blursday scalable and more cost effective than the traditional marketing processes that already exist. We're raising our first ever round, our pre-seed round, for $300,000 to build out our founding team, sort of 10x our growth, and also build out a solid product. We already have a hard commit of $100,000 from Accelerating Asia and a couple of soft commits from VCs and angels. So I invite you to join the branding revolution with me and Blursday. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Deepika. You're proud. I'm also really proud to see you working so closely with so many of the startups in the cohort. I really love it when companies from around our ecosystem collaborate together. So warming. All right. Next up, we have a startup that's de-risking one of the most interesting financial systems, complex, difficult to get into financial systems in the world. Please welcome Bobby Putra. Bobby with Prospero.
Hello everyone, my name is Bobby. I am CEO and founder from Prospero, Indonesia only risk management SaaS for financial institutions. You know that Indonesia has above than 129,000 financial institutions. What a big number, but only 2% of them protected with resolution. The other, for now, still unprotected. Along with that, our regulator, Indonesia Financial Services Authority, since 2 years ago, mandate risk management for all financial institutions. And yes, all the process that required by OJK already covers in Prospero. As I mentioned before, Indonesia has a big market size for financial institutions, and the Prospero already entered for banks, insurance, and multi-finance market. Let's start the story of Prospero with Bank BTPN Syariah, one of the biggest Syariah banks from Indonesia. Before us, BTPN Syariah suffered 100K because fraudulent loan disbursement. When one fraud undetected without early warning system, that's why the loss or the fraud undetected for months, and they come to us to use our solution with 15K per year subscription, and the BTPN Syariah saving 450K with the fraud mitigation from Prospero. What we do to protect them, we have this solution, this step: real-time risk assessment, early warning system, and proactive mitigation. And actually, this SaaS already proven. For now, we have 6 onboard customers that coming from big names from Indonesia, banks, insurance, and also multi-finance with the contract value above than 440K per year and with contract terms above than 2 years. Why they use our solution? Time saving, cost saving, reducing potential loss incident, and OJK compliance guarantee. This is our landscape competitor. The Prospero, for now, the only one local risk SaaS, and the others coming from abroad with the higher costs. And for now, we have 2 business model: subscription for the on-premise for now, for the larger financial institutions like banks, insurance, and multi-finance. And for next year, we plan to make bigger impact to smaller financial institutions like cooperatives, rural banks, and also fintechs. Okay. This is our revenue during this year, increase compared to last year above than 200%. And for the next year, as I mentioned before, we plan to enter the smaller FI financial institution like banks, like cooperatives, and also rural banks with the amount at least 3 million US dollar. I myself, I have 15 years experience in risk management. I used to be head of risk at Bank of India Indonesia and country risk manager at AIA. And also our CTO, Sartana, already graduated from master degree AI at Leiden University. We're raising 1.5 million US dollar for seed round and already secured 600K by 2 VCs and 1 angel. Let's join with us to solve the problem about risk management at all financial institutions in my country, Indonesia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bobby. All right. That was the only risk management solution in Indonesia. That's pretty amazing. All right. Next up, we have the man that people are calling the Elon Musk of Bangladesh. Please welcome Mustafa Momin. Mustafa Al Momin. Looking
Hello,
sharp,
everyone.
Mustafa.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Mustafa, founder and CEO of Palki Motors Limited. And I'm waiting for the slide control. Yeah. So, hey, everyone, again, I'm Mustafa, founder and CEO of Palki Motors Limited. I'm an electrical engineer. And today I want to share you how we're building Bangladesh's first homegrown electric car designing and manufacturing company to change the life of ride-sharing drivers. Growing up in Dhaka, I saw firsthand how hard the life of a commercial driver like Shahid is. He works 14 hours just to lose 51% of his income to fuel, maintenance, and car leases. He earns $35 and he can take home only $11 per day. That story changed when he saw me driving the car that I had built with my own hands. He ordered the car next week and now he makes 3 times more profit. And with that profit, he can send his kids to a better school now. He could do that is because, it's like fossil fuel cars cost 15 cents per kilometers. And our electric car costs only 1 cent per kilometer. That is 90% saving on the fuel. With fewer moving parts, our parts has 50% less maintenance cost. Since we make the car locally, and the ownership cost is 52% lower than any other imported cars. There are more than 600,000 drivers like Shaheen in Bangladesh. The overall market size is $6 billion. So far, we have been doing pretty good. We are growing 50% quarter over quarter. Our last month revenue was 61,000 with 30% profit margin, and we're a cash flow positive company. I graduated from Montana State University. My co-founder also graduated from one of the top universities in Bangladesh, and our team has overall 37 years of industry experience. So currently we make 10 units per month, but with this round, and we are planning to go 30 units per month by April 2025, and by December, we're planning to go produce 100 units per month. So now we're making $1.2 million annualized revenue, and by the end of the next year, we're planning to go $14 million in revenue. So far, we have 45 pre-orders at hand, and we're on a way to scale our production to 100 units per month. And we have all the licenses to get road legal approval. And so far, we're raising $450,000 by December 2024. We have raised $423,000 just after the demo day in Singapore, and with 8 investors, and 5 are still on discussion. So we are still raising $25,000. So you're interested to join us in this round. And like, hey, our goal is to transform the life of 600,000 drivers like Shaheen. And we all want you to come with us on board and make a sustainable business. Thank you so much.
When Mustafa first applied to Accelerating Asia, he just had a prototype. And then when he applied this time, he was making like 1 car a month, and now he's making 10 cars a month. And I just know he's going to change the whole future of Bangladesh. So excited for Palki Motors. All right, next up, we have one of the top women's wellness trainers in Indonesia. Please welcome Avis Averos. with My Fit Society.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My name is Avis, founder and CEO of My Fit Society, Indonesia's #1 women's wellness platform. There are over 90 million people in Indonesia, and the majority of them have weight issues, and 68% of them are women. Out of my 14 years of experience as a personal trainer, I realized that women require more tailored approach when it comes to getting fit. Meet Inka, one of my clients. She's a busy mom, and she's struggling to lose weight due to inconsistency. The reason because whenever Inka work out, she feel pain, especially on her period. She's also very busy managing her 2 jobs as well as her new family, and personal trainer can be really, really costly for her. But Inka is not alone though, because the majority of Indonesian experience the same issue. And that's where My Fit Society comes in. With My Fit Society, Inka able to get better workout experience, cut off her workout time by 63%, and spend 90% less while actually getting 37% better result when compared to a generic workout plan. Using My Fit Society is very easy. Within a few clicks, you can get hyper-personalized wellness program where we're going to cater your workout, your diet and nutrition, and your mental health. What sets us apart than the other wellness app out there in the Southeast Asia is we have a built-in period tracker that we integrate to our workout plan. So we're able to address the unique challenge that women face when it comes to hormonal fluctuations and inconsistency issues. We're very proud to say that the average user are able to lose 5.4 kg of their body weight, which translates to 42% reduced risk of diabetes. Our user love us. Compared to last year, our revenue grew by 14x and we are cash flow positive. But this is only the beginning, because next year, we're going to launch our marketplace and D2C brand where we're going to capture over 100,000 paid users with 1.4 million revenue. We are operating with a positive unit economics at 95% margin with only 1-day payback period. We have 3 business models: the app subscription, the marketplace where brands and gym can offer their product and services on our platform, and also wellness products such as supplement subscription. The market is huge, 167 billion. This comprises of women health, corporate wellness, and wellness coaching. The team that's going to execute it, it's me. I have 21 fitness and nutrition certifications specializing in women fitness. Vita, 7 years of experience in product development. And Alvin, my brother, 4-time startup founder with 2 exits. We are in the final stage of raising 200K bridge round led by Exiting Asia to double our revenue in the next 5 months. We have 50% secure, so there's only 100K left, and we're planning to close it by the end of this month. We also have early VC conversation that's going to lead our next round on Q1 next year. We would like to invite you to join our journey to make the world a healthier place, not only for ourselves, but also for the next generation to come. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Avis. Wow, that's 14x year-on-year growth. That's what I call gains. All right. Next up, we've got Bangladesh's cleanest drug dealer. Please welcome Kazi Ashkur Rasul. Kazi.
Everyone, I'm Kazi, the CEO and co-founder of HealthTech. We are Bangladesh's #1 B2B wholesale e-commerce platform for retail pharmacies. Today, I want to share a story of one of our active customer, Abdul. He has been running his retail pharmacy here in Dhaka for the last 10 years. So Abdul every day deals with over 300 customers, 4,000 products, and 30 to 40 sales rep. And he used to do it all on paper. And this outdated process leads him to source product at a 9% higher cost and lose 20 hours weekly due to inefficient operation. But now with our solution, Abdul can source authentic products, manage his inventory, and track all his transactions in a hassle-free digital environment. As a result, in just 6 months, his sales are up by $1,000 monthly. Our B2B e-commerce enables Abdul to source authentic products at a competitive price, boosting his profit. And our pharmacy management software enables him to streamline his entire operation, saving hours weekly. And we have a very simple business model for this. We make a 9% blended margin from our e-commerce and software subscription fees. And our customers love it. As you can see, for every $1 we spend on our customer acquisition, we make $93 in the very first year. Like Abdul, there are over 230,000 retail pharmacies running the $4.3 billion retail pharma market in Bangladesh, which is expected to grow to $10 billion in next 5 years. As an early sign of our product market fit, we have already onboarded 5,000 of these pharmacies and have grown 5x in last 12 months. On top of that, with 27% month-over-month growth, I'm really happy to share with you that last month we have reached $4.9 million annualized revenue, and we are barely scratching the surface. Next year, we are planning to onboard 10,000 new pharmacies to reach $17 million annualized revenue and launch our most requested product, embedded financing. For this, we have already received an offer from a prominent bank in Bangladesh. Me and my co-founder, we have been working for the pharmaceutical and the tech industry for over 25 years. I'm a second-time founder and have been working for the pharma industry developing their enterprise solution. And my co-founder has been leading his own pharmaceutical company who just did IPO in last July. Currently, we are raising a $500,000 pre-seed round and already closed 80% of the round and planning to close this round by next week. Come join us as we move forward to become the largest legal drug dealers in Bangladesh. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was so short and sweet, and everybody, I think, did a fantastic job. I really want to thank all the founders for that. Next up, we have Amra Naidu, our very own general partner and co-founder, to take it away. Hey, Amra.
Thank you so much, Alex. And thank you, everybody, for coming and joining us today. A big shout out to the startups who've been really, really hard at work preparing all these really slick pitches for you today. I hope you enjoyed them. You know, it was exactly 6 years ago that we were recruiting for cohort 1, and it was literally just Craig and myself in a co-working space with our 2 laptops. And it's just crazy. Like, fast forward to today, we've got 2 funds, close to 90 portfolio companies. On average, there's a 1.6 to 1.8% acceptance rate per batch. And we're still doing this with a pretty lean team at Accelerating Asia. And so we couldn't be anywhere without this team. I just want to do a quick shout out to the team that we have here, Keith, Nikki, Osman, Swami, and Alex, who've been instrumental in kind of, you know, putting this cohort together and making sure that they succeed. So I'm going to wrap up with a really big thank you. Thank you to everybody for joining us today. Thank you for your time. You can get involved with us, invest through our fund, invest in the startups directly, invest in some of the syndicates that we support as well. All of this will be in a follow-up email to you. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned for cohort 11. Thank you.